The world is going through an incredible period of change. The rise of COVID-19 is turning everything we knew upside down. So how do we cope?
Information can save lives, but how much of it is true? Who and what do we trust? Lies and falsities are swirling. The internet teems and overwhelmed with falsities.
Is COVID-19 real? How do we protect ourselves? What happens to all the money? Getting the answer wrong could be a matter of life and death. But we have the story.
We dig deep to uncover the truth from the lies, the news from the rumors. We provide you with the information that you need to stay safe.
Every week, we bring you the facts. We are the fast fact-checking news show in Uganda, powered by Youth for Youth. We bring you Debunk.
Hello and welcome to the Debunk Show. We are Uganda's #1 fact-checking show. My name is Kenan Arinda.
And my name is Penelope Nankunda. And together we are the fact checkers.
Indeed we are. Now, as the name suggests, what we do is we go out there and we look for information that is circulating in the media, and we determine, is it myth or is it fact? Is it truth or is it a lie? For instance, Penny, the World Health Organization recently came out and said we are in an infodemic. Now, we're used to them using words like pandemic and epidemic, which typically refer to diseases. But now there's the word info, which means there's information that is circulating out there in the world that is misleading people and causing a lot of panic.
And while all this is going on, we have health workers and governments that have taken on the battle of fighting this virus called the COVID-19 pandemic. But we on this show, the Debunk Show, as a group of fact checkers, we focus on the infodemic crisis. Now on this show, we look for those stories, headlines, rumors that have been trending on social media and in our communities to find out, are they facts or are they fake? So let's look at our first story.
Well, our first story comes from the current situation of the social media information, which is saying that the Ministry of Health came out and declared that if you want to get tested for COVID-19 in Uganda, you have to pay 240,000 Ugandan shillings.
That is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, 240,000 Ugandan shillings.
Yeah.
But we want to find out, is what they are saying, is what is circulating in social media, myth or fact? Let's go to Apio Marion as she takes on that story.
Thank you so much, Penelope and Kane, and my name is Marion Apio and I am a fact checker. Well, about the COVID-19 testing fee claim that was published by CHIMP's report on 30th August 2020, that actually Ministry of Health said the Ugandans are supposed to pay $204,000 for testing for COVID-19. For starters, the money is 240,500 shillings, which is about $65 US. I have had a chat with so many members of the public about how they feel about this fee, and this is what they had to say.
My opinion about the COVID fee, I think for once the government should give back to its people. I don't think it's fair enough for someone to pay that amount of money if they are staying in the country.
Putting it at such a high price places it outside the reach of those who might actually want to get tested. And also the things that have been imposed on those that on the sportsmen, very unrealistic. They can't even afford to take care of themselves. Now they're expected to meet the cost of this and also go through so many other things, so it's just unrealistic.
In regards to that, I saw Uganda, the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni signing something with Congo, and he was in agreement of making a 223-kilometer road in Congo, not in Uganda, and it's Uganda, I think, financing or something. Why would you do that and then charge your people for, being tested COVID-19 or getting treatment. It's so unfair.
Is unfair to the whole nation, because at the start we thought the government was now being responsible to help Ugandans, but with the poverty levels in Uganda, now it is going to be very hard for people to pay that money, so people will either die or heal by God's grace.
The price is not fair enough. It's too much for the Ugandans, all Ugandans who have been in the lockdown. That money is really, really too much. Maybe if they can reduce, it would be fair for everyone. But about the test and testing, I support it.
Personally, I feel like it is a good move for especially corporations that have very many employees, and they are trying to be very careful with the health of every employee that they have. So it is very good to have them at least facilitate some of these employees to get tested.
I also had a chat with my grandfather about this same thing, and the old man said it's so sad that the government of Uganda cannot support their people during such times. Well, honestly speaking, we did an investigation, and first, this is partially true. It is partly true, it's partly false. Who exactly pays the 240,500 shillings? We have an expert with this story.
Many categories of people. For example, now for you to board a plane, you need to have tested for it. So at that point, I expect you to pay for the test. Go and pay, get to know your status, present the certificate. You're able to fly out, to cross the border and all that. We've had high-profile meetings, and maybe you're going to meet the president, you're going to meet investors, and it's both for your benefit and the benefit for the country. I mean, you can invest, let me call it that way. Invest in yourself, pay for the test, go and have the test.
Then, who pays for the COVID-19 fee? Well, an organization, agency, or company that voluntarily walks to different sites to be tested for COVID-19, those are the people who pay the money.
My only worry, of which I cannot give you an option and I cannot give you a solution, is someone who is deep in the village and maybe they have no access to health care or good health care, and yet they present with signs and symptoms. By the time they are screened and you find out that they have the signs and symptoms, I don't know, it may be late, it may be early, if God helps them. But the government puts it clear that when you present with signs and symptoms, then go to the health center in Kampala, Mulago, it's one of them, and most of the KCCA hospitals. Present yourself. They will screen you they will triage you for all those signs and symptoms, and if you qualify, you get that test. And yes, the poor are still getting those free tests so long as you have the signs and symptoms. But like I've said, my only worry is for the asymptomatic people, and yet they have the disease and they are out there.
Well, clearly from this audio you can tell that COVID-19 fee is not for every Ugandan, and not everyone has to pay the money.
Not every Ugandan has to pay the COVID-19 testing fee, meaning the claim is partly true and partly false. And how we arrived at this conclusion is by visiting the official Twitter page of the Ministry of Health, and the Ministry of Health clearly states that any person who presents to the government designated testing sites with symptoms or are contacts of confirmed cases are tested free of charge. However, any person or agency who wishes to test routinely, at leisure, or voluntarily will be expected to pay $65, which is approximately 240,500 shillings. The verdict is that the claim is partly true and partly false.
Well, we can clearly tell that not every Ugandan does pay the COVID-19 fee. So this article was partially true and the facts were not all clearly presented. Been Marian Apio, your fact checker.
Thank you very much, Marian. We've heard it from her. It is somewhere in between there. It is partly true and partly false. So, Penny, do you fall under the group of people that are supposed to pay that 240,500 Ugandan shillings?
Well, I won't lie, it's a lot of money. But when we talk about COVID-19 and how much I love my life, I would pay that money. I definitely will.
Well, anyways, we want to remind you that we are here to check for facts and myths and debunk all the lies in the media. But now, let's take a short break. We'll be back with Marion Appeal and Edgar Matthew Karhanga.
Every week, we bring you the facts. We are the fast fact-checking news show in Uganda, powered by Youth for Youth. We bring you Debunk. Every week, we bring you the facts. We are the fast fact-checking news show in Uganda, powered by Youth for Youth. We bring you Debunk.
Welcome back from that break. This is the Debunk Show. My name is Marion Apio and I'm with
Edgar Matthew Karhanga.
And together we are fact checkers. In this particular segment of the show, we are going to fact check a claim around the fact that some people believe schools are safer for students than homes. Edgar, what do you think?
I think there is no safe place. It's not the school or the home, but it depends on how the schools and the students are going to take the standard operating procedures serious. I think if the students and the teachers wear the masks, they sanitize every time, and maybe they keep a social distance, they will be safe from the pandemic. We have our very own investigator, Penlock Namkunda, on this particular claim, and here are the facts.
Thank you so much, Marion and Edgar. So it is true that there is a claim that has been making rounds, especially amongst the teaching staff and heads of learning institutions, that students are safer from COVID-19 at their schools than when they're at home. And this claim was first mentioned on NTV on the 10th of September 2020. Let's have a look. Learning institutions and heads of these learning institutions to find out about what they think in line with this claim. I mean, are the students really safer from COVID-19 in their schools as compared to when they're at home? Well, this is what they had to say.
I think from the various reports we have had about the situations in the home, where at first the lockdown put all parents and children at home. But after the easing of the lockdown, most parents began leaving the children at home unattended to. So we hear of school teenage pregnancies, we hear of incest, we hear of rebellions, just because the parents are not at home. So I would think that at this time it is not 100% safe for the children to be at school, but I think it's better for children to be at school than just being left at home unattended to by parents who aren't there.
Yeah. Okay, but what of in relation to coronavirus? Do you think they're safer at home from corona or safer at school?
If there are these other vices, it means that they are safer at school with corona, because at school I want to believe the teachers will be attending to them, seeing what is happening with the children, and the government has asked the heads of institutions to make sure that they observe the SOPs. So I think for now, I want to believe that children are safer from corona at school than just at home where they are not attended to. There must be very few cases where parents are really putting in place things that can protect the children at home.
My name is Carol Lydia. Well, at the moment, I feel it's safer for me to be at home than being at school, because there's so many people that come in from outside while we are in school. Some students are in day. I don't know who they have gotten in contact with, but at least while home, I am much more safer because I know the people I'm living with.
Yeah, I'm again Leonard Richard, head teacher, Rock Foundation, located here in Banda. Yeah, things concerning the safety of children at school. From the view I have, basically when we look at it like children coming from school, from home, and coming to school every day, it's a bit hectic when you look at it, because at home they are mixing up with their parents who are moving every day to work and coming back home, and at the end of the day they come and they mix up at school. So I see that it is a meeting point for corona to spread all over the country.
Thank you so much, Pendle, for that amazing debunk. Honestly speaking, Edgar, the schools just have to follow the SOPs. And whether you're at home or at school, just implement the standard operating procedures as recommended by the Ministry of Health. We have an entertainment segment for you, and this will surprise you with the mystery around the Bermuda Triangle. Edgar Karhanga has something interesting for you.
Whoa, I'm sure most, if not some of you, have heard or know about the Bermuda Triangle. Now, this is a small segment of the Atlantic Ocean that stretches from Florida to Puerto Rico and then to Bermuda. It comprises of different thunderstorms and lightning. So today, we look at the facts about the Bermuda Triangle. People have said, myths have said it, that there are a lot of ships that disappear in the Bermuda Triangle. People die in the Bermuda Triangle, and something that you don't know, that it harbors the aliens and the lost city of Atlantis. Today, we bring you the facts and of the claims in the Bermuda Triangle. Do these things really happen? Here's a video.
The Bermuda Triangle mystery has been solved. How many creepy stories about the disappearing of airplanes and ships in the Bermuda Triangle have you heard? We guess a whole bunch. It is a large area in the Atlantic Ocean between Florida, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda. This region is notorious for its mysterious phenomena. Huge amounts of ships and planes have disappeared here. Its second name is the Devil's Triangle. All those mythical vanishings happened under unknown and unexplained circumstances. Some of the planes and ships have never been found. There have been many theories about why it all occurs in that area, starting from waterspouts to aliens and even sea monsters. But those were only theories. Reports go back to 1945, when 5 American torpedo bombers and a plane that was sent out to find them all vanished without a trace. Since that day, another 75 aircraft and several hundred ships have been lost. The latest tragedy happened in 2015, when the cargo ship El Faro disappeared in this region. El Faro was a U.S. vessel traveling from Florida to Puerto Rico. It disappeared from the radars on the 1st of October 2015 and was found wrecked on the bottom of the ocean on the 31st of October. Another big incident happened on the 20th of June 2005 when the first Piper PA airplane disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle. There were 3 people on board. The second similar incident happened on the 10th of April, 2007, when one more Piper PA airplane disappeared near Berry Island. There was only one pilot on board without any passengers. Neither plane has ever been found. There were small incidents as well. A luxury cabin cruiser, Witchcraft, that belonged to Burak, who owns a popular hotel as well, went along the shore of Miami together with his father to enjoy the beauty of Christmas lights in 1967. After some time, the shore guard got a call from Burak, who said that his vessel hit something and asked for towing. When the guard arrived at the place after 20 minutes, they couldn't find anyone. The boat, together with Burak and his father, disappeared and have never been found. Many stories are whirling around this area, but now, finally, the mystery behind the Bermuda Triangle may have been solved. At least that's what a Science Channel show claims. A team of American scientists from the University of Colorado analyzed satellite weather images of this notorious area and noticed a series of unusual hexagonal clouds on them. The meteorologists theorized that these clouds might act like real air bombs. It's believed they are the main cause of the deadly blasts of air, which can easily exceed 170 miles per hour. These hurricane-force winds literally blow up the air and can generate waves of more than 45 feet in length. No ship can survive such a storm, and no aircraft can withstand such a wind. Clouds don't typically form straight edges. However, judging by the satellite images, the Bermuda Triangle is an exception to this rule. The announcement of this theory has motivated a lot of further research. Scientists from all over the globe are trying to figure out what the reasons for such anomalies are.
According to logistical evidence, there isn't any fact that people die in the Bermuda Triangle. It is half true because people disappear, but there is no evidence that they die. For the second claim, ships and planes disappear in the Bermuda Triangle. This is a fact. No fiction, it is a fact. Planes have disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle. And lastly, aliens are in the Bermuda Triangle. This is not only not true, but also misleading. There is no such thing as aliens that have been found in the Bermuda Triangle. According to evidence, maybe you see them in the movie assertions, but there is no evidence that aliens exist in the Bermuda Triangle. So, you never know, next time we shall look into the Amazon or we will go to the Egyptian pharaohs in Egypt. This is the debunk of the entertainment segment. My name is Edgar Matthew Karuhanga.
Thank you so much, Edgar, for that mystery. That was really an amazing thing. I had so many questions around the Bermuda Triangle. Well, this has been the Debunk Show. Thank you so much for following. We'll be looking for so many mysteries in your communities, in social media, and in the media, and we'll have to verify them. Until next time, goodbye.